it makes me think of this. How many of you love campfires? Love to experience campfires? I do too. Particularly this time of year when the weather starts cooling off, there's just nothing like a good fall campfire. And so, times our family will go out in the backyard, we'll build a fire in the fire pit. It's a lot of fun. Great conversation happens around a campfire. You can take some marshmallows and you can roast them over a campfire and make s'mores together as a family. If you have somebody talented in your family, sometimes you can break out a guitar, sing songs around the family, around the fire, and that person becomes instantly better looking in the moment, right? But I love a campfire. So many good things about a campfire. But I hate a forest fire. Forest fires are damaging. They're just destructive. Maybe you saw the news over the course of the summer. It feels like it's an annual type of thing on the west coast of the United States where these forest fires just consume hundreds of thousands, if not millions of acres of land, sometimes consuming homes and businesses, sometimes very much taking the lives of people along the way. Incredibly destructive. Well, what's the difference between a campfire and a forest fire? A boundary. It's the only thing that separates them. If you think about a campfire, the reason we get to enjoy it is because it's experienced within a boundary. It's within a fire pit, or maybe sometimes we put some stones around, almost even literally physically creating a boundary. Because in its proper boundary, it is a beautiful thing. It's an amazing thing. We love it. But when it gets to spread outside of that boundary and becomes uncontrollable, it takes every good thing away from us. In many ways, that's the difference between love and lust. God says, I want you to experience this beautiful, intimate thing that I created in sex. But I want you to do it within the context of a committed, forever type of commitment, type of relationship. God calls it marriage. It's also something that He designed. It's also something that's a tremendous blessing. And those were intended to be created to go together. It's the boundary by which our sexuality can find the greatest fulfillment, the greatest satisfaction, the greatest meaning. But what lust does is it takes it outside of that boundary. And lust takes us into one-night stands. It takes us into extramarital relationships. It takes us to explicit and pornographic websites. It takes us into places that God never intended for that sexual desire to take us. It's in those moments when lust takes us to pleasure without commitment. It leaves us wanting. It leaves us empty. It lacks fulfillment. It leads to devastating brokenness.